What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time it's Threezero BumbleBee, and you can order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link down below. This is my first figure from Threezero, and so far I'm really impressed. You know, I have no I've read some reviews about this figure, and it seems like they're all positive. It's die cast, and you're looking at the box right now. It's a different box than I'm used to, because I'm used to just getting Hot Source or Asmus, which is, you know, 1/6 scale. This is, I believe, 1/9, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, it's smaller than a typical 1/6, but it doesn't mean it's less. To be quite honest with you, it's really nice. Threezero just gotta change their logo, man. That is kind of weak right there. But as far as the accessories, it doesn't come with much. But as a figure, I am totally happy with it. You can see it doesn't come with any articulated fingers. That's one of the things that I'm kind of at least used to Iron Man's, which is kind of comparing this to. They're both robots, both die cast, but I guess it's something that I would change in the future. Maybe some die cast, not die cast, but articulated finger ones. Even though this one's really cool, it comes with the fisted hands. He doesn't hold any weapons, but it comes with like a sort of a relaxed palm hands, and kind of repulsor blast hands, which is, he doesn't have any repulsor blast. But as you can see here, there's nice details on the inside of the hand. This is plastic, made out of plastic, but the paint application, as you can see, is really nice. It's really detailed, so it gives you that metallic look that, even though it's not die cast, it gives you that impression. Now it does come with some what do you call this, kind of like a weapon sort of thing, kind of like a Mark 50, where you take off the arm, and as you can see here, it's a blaster gun. I'm sorry about this shaky camera. I forgot to turn on the what do you call this, the vibration settings, or you know what it means in Canon. But yeah, you can see all the nice details in this piece as well, and you can see here. Let's try to focus. Yeah, there's you see that it's kind of like burnt at the end. There you go, stabilizer. Yeah, I was trying to look for the words. Every time I try to do this this voiceover, I keep on forgetting some words that I already know anyway. But yeah, but you can see here, nicely detailed. I'm pleasantly surprised that I'm to a point where I pre-order the Optimus Prime from Threezero. I mean, it's not in the scale that I wanted, but again, I don't have any Transformer figures or statues anyway, so this is a good start. You know, I'm happy with the size as well, because and I'll show you the size comparison later. And as far as more accessories, they gave you two options. The door open, as you can see, the front and back. All throughout these guys are not die cast, they're plastic pieces, but they're very nice. And the alternate head sculpt, which is kind of like he does have shades. I think that's when he's fighting, that's when it comes down to. And the stand, a really interesting stand. The Threezero again, yeah, that looks like a sticker from IKEA, that a part, but it's yellow. Threezero. That's why I was like, come on, man, you gotta come up with a better logo than that, Threezero. Especially if you're gonna come out with this nice figures, you gotta rebrand yourself. But as far as the actual figure is concerned, it is really nice, full of articulation. I don't focus articulation mostly on my reviews, because I feel like I'm gonna break something. But I'll just let you know right now, any imaginable thing that you want to do with this figure, you could. There's no, at least I wasn't scared of posing this, trying this and that. I've seen so many pictures on the forums, on the internet, on Facebook, that they've been posing the heck out of this guy, and I tried it all out, and it's true. There's little to no limitations on what to do with the posing on this, and I'm really impressed, because this guy has some weight on it. Even though it's smaller, it's die cast. You feel it. It's cold, and not just parts of it. It's not like 20% die cast. I would say it's more like 70-80% die cast, to be quite honest with you. So, and that's a big portion, especially if you've been handling, let's say, Mark 50. That's advertised as die cast, but it's lighter than Mark 4. So, take it as it may. I mean, that's a very nice figure as well, one of the best that Hot Toys has ever released. But I'm just saying, as far as the die cast is concerned, I would say that's more like a 50, maybe 60. I would say 50% die cast, if anything. But as far as this figure, it's really beautiful. You can see the back, a lot of nice details in it. Very nice details, you know, like even the fine. I was, like I said, I was surprised. This is my first time interacting with 3A, any of their figures whatsoever, and this certainly won't be the last. Well, I've seen some of their figures, non-Transformer ones, and this might be their version of Iron Man moving forward. You know, hopefully they come out with more interesting characters, because there's only so much you could do, you know, with Transformers, at least on my end. I'm not a huge fan, so I do apologize for those who are fans. They're gonna be like, they're gonna put out their pitchfork again and crucify me because I don't know the other characters in Transformers. But at least the one who catches my attention are the you know, the main characters, at least in the movie or here. But look, I mean, look at those pistons, and they're working pistons too. The paint application and everything is adjustable from his chest to his elbows, anything that you can think of, and it's just amazing. And look at those, just his feet itself. You don't really need a stand because this guy is really stable. I mean, look at those, the lower gravity, the center of gravity of him is in the lower parts, so no tipping whatsoever. And plus the ankle articulation, the movement from side to side, it's just there. And he comes with well, he doesn't come with a battery. That's one bummer, because, and it's not like it's expensive. You just hate it when you open the figure, you want to try out, you know, if the electronics work, and then you don't have the batteries. So I mean, you can run to, I guess, Target if they do have that kind of batteries, but it's one of those cell button batteries that, you know, not everyone does have. So, you know, I just happen to have a few lying around at home because of, you know, the Iron Mans and Predators that I had throughout the year. But I can see it where, you know, somebody wouldn't have that and would just find this a little bit annoying that they don't come with batteries. Even when you lift up the ears, as you can see here, there's still a lot of nice details inside. So really kudos to them. I can't say enough, you know, good things about how a lot of love came into this figure, which I'm really happy about. And look at that face, and that the eyes looks brighter here in the video, but in reality it isn't really that bright. I mean, it's there, you can notice it, but yeah, I wish it was a little brighter. And one more thing, maybe the chest piece, you know, I know it didn't really affect it in the movie, but I don't know, I just think that it would bring more value, and, you know, just want to get up close to this guy. That little logo right there is the one that lights him up and such. There you go, and you can see nice details and whatnot in the face. Not intimidating whatsoever because it's Bumblebee. It's not supposed to be, but he does have this another one that doesn't have batteries, but you can turn this on, as you can see here. I think it's LR44 or IC something. You know, if you go on eBay, it's not really that expensive. Like I said earlier, if you are planning to pick up this figure, I would say order that in advance, especially if you're getting this at Big Bad and you put it on this pile of loot. It might take a while for you to get it anyway, so you might as well order the batteries in advance. So as you can see here, a different type of head sculpt, you know, and I always love second head sculpt, even though it's, you know, just a robot and you can't compare. But if you compare it to the actual movie stills and whatnot, it's pretty accurate. So I'm really happy about that. This one lights up as well. And the ears pop out. I believe this is his battle mask or something. I could be wrong. I watched the movie. I think it's a pretty good movie. You know, I enjoyed it. Probably won't remember it in the long run, but, you know, enjoyed it. You know, it wasn't terrible, or it wasn't, you know, Dark Knight. It doesn't need to be, but yeah. Look at that. That's beautiful right there. And the one thing that I would say that separates this from, if this was not, and this is the other head sculpt, I wish that was kind of moving. You know, what was that? It like Ultron from Hot Toys, where if you move it around, you kind of like it follows your eyeball or something. But yeah, let me show you some poses, and this is one quality of this figure that you're really gonna have fun about, is posing him, because again, this is not like Spider-Man where you're gonna be worried about his suit tearing and whatnot, but there's a lot of movements. And look at this. This is a crazy pose right here. He's bending backwards, shooting up. I think I've seen this in the movie where he kind of flips over, did a 360 movement, whatever you want to call them. But and this is another pose that I like right here. Look at Look at the legs, how I bent it backwards. I mean, you can't do this in any Iron Man figure. I mean, you probably could, but you're gonna be cringing yourselves. Oh, it's rubbing off, you know, one another. And one more thing, it's because it's not glossy, so even if you kind of scratch the yellow part, it does have some battle damage, you know, look into it anyway, so I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I'm sure there's some rubbing metallic parts in here whatsoever, but I don't know. I just had so much fun posting this guy, and as you can see here, the landing post. You know, the landing post is all about angles, so where you look at them, you know, especially when you take a picture. So I'm giving you different angles here. This might not be the best angle as far as, you know, but I'm letting you know right now, this is really easy to pull off. The only time I got this right is on Mark III. It's because you can change his lower body. So, but I mean, I got it on some other Ironmans as well, but this guy is really easy. Because everything you can bend over, you know, like his legs, his knees, and it's just a fun to play around with. I can tell you that right now. The base could be a little better, I would say, but overall it's okay. You know, you don't, just by standing by itself, you don't really need the base if you want to. But this is him right next to a Star Ace green arrow or arrow, and this is him right next to Mark 50. As you can see, it's the huge difference. I mean, Mark 50 by itself is already a huge figure, even for 1/6. But I can tell you right now, I mean, look at him. He's almost as wide, not the upper body. Maybe you can say the upper body whatsoever. But he's not tall. But again, when you hold him, he doesn't feel cheap, you know. But he's 135, but big bad. But you know what I mean, like cheap like plastic. But I don't know, there's something about it. I mean, if the Iron Man, if Hot Toys shrinks their Iron Man to this size and they maintain all the you know, the goodness that we receive from 1/6, I really wouldn't mind, because this guy doesn't feel like we've been shortchanged, if you know what I mean. Like, but yeah, so this is it for anyone who's on the fence. Hopefully this video helps you out. Don't be on the fence, just go ahead and buy this figure. I'll put the link down below. It's $135 at Big Bad Toy Store right now. It's a no-brainer. I mean, that's half the price of most Hot Toys. You're gonna get a lot of mileage on this figure, especially if you like photography. There's so many poses that you could recreate or just create on your own, and just by itself, it's a nice. I mean, it's just a really nice piece. You know, it's a standalone, because if you just own 1/6, then yes, it's not gonna look good right next to an Iron Man, as you saw earlier. But if you put him just by himself, or just wait for another more, you know, Transformers, then you're not gonna regret it. I'm telling you right now, for $135, it's a no-brainer. I mean, an accessory for Mark 50 is $250, for crying out loud. And this is so much better than that. So yeah, once again, so thank you for watching, guys. Hope if you find this video helpful, please click the thumbs up. You know, put the comments down below what you think about this figure, or are you looking forward to more 3A, you know, releases. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I haven't uploaded anything lately, but you know, I would do again. And again, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you guys in the next review.